Hey everyone, welcome to the second episode of Mount Deurklink. In the last episode I made this entrance to the park, and before I continue on, there's first some little details that I want to add here. I want to use the ice walls here, and I want to put some fences around this place. Now secondly, I also want to have one of these entrances dedicated as an exit. So yeah, I will just put a sign saying exit only. I will do it immediately. So exit only, and let's make the text red. I should also enable the cheats because I see it's getting a bit dark and rainy. That's probably not what we want here in the snow. So there we go. Now it's sunny. Okay, now the guests still enter from this side, so what we'll have to do here is put some of these banners, and then we'll hide them. So no entry. So now guests cannot enter from this side, and then we can simply make them invisible. We'll do the same here. Alright, I just hope the guests are still able to find their way out. I'm not sure how their pathfinding reacts to these one-way banners, but we'll find out in the end. Okay, I will now just do some small details in this area, and then we can continue on to the next. Alright, with that taken care of, we can continue on. Now, like I said before, I want to have a town here. But before we get into the town, I think I want another set of stairs here. And I want to have a bridge over it. I want to have a railroad that goes around the park, but I want to have it at a higher level than this entrance. So I'll make sort of a cliff here, some elevated land around it, and yeah, that will surround the stairs that will be here, and the railroad will pass right over it. Okay, there's a trick to place fences in order to make it look like they are diagonal. I think this is the perfect place to use that trick, because I can hide the bad angles with trees perfectly here. So let's just give it a try. So we have this these spots here. Let me remove the fences, and I'll dig them in a bit like this. Okay, now it looks like these fences are diagonal. Let me hide this part a bit, and let's paint the ground here. And let's do the same on this side. Alright, now we have diagonal fences here. Now I still need to hide the bad angles, because you can also see now here that this doesn't really look very convincing. So we'll just place some trees in front, like so, and you cannot see the fence anymore from this angle. So let's do the same on this side. Now I should probably find a way to make this look a little bit nicer, but yeah, this is a great trick to make your fences look diagonal. Okay, this will be the rough shape of the town. As you can see, I already made some chairlifts, which will help lead guests to the higher parts of the map. So yeah, the town, I really want it to be in a relatively low area, and then here around it I'll make some cliffs and some hills, and from the town the guests can get to the higher areas using the chairlifts. I will also make some paths to those areas, so the guests will be able to find their way around. Now I suspect that this whole area will be a pathfinding nightmare for the guests. That's why I had this option on here to show the wide paths. Yeah, this will be horrible for the guests to traverse. So yeah, if you don't know how the pathfinding for this game works, basically when you have more than one path next to each other, the game recognizes it as a wide path, and the wide paths, they basically get handled by the guests as single wide paths. So all these paths that are colored white, they will be ignored by the guests for pathfinding. So if a guest is walking here, for example, and it wants to go here, it will go all the way around here, and only then it will go up. So yeah, this will be quite horrible with all the big path messes right here. So yeah, one thing to solve this is usually by just breaking up the path, or like so. This should fix it. Not sure, but might need to update. But yeah, now now the guests will actually also use these paths. Now there will be a lot of junctions for the guests to get from here to all the way over here. So what I will probably do is make some underground paths. I will hide it to the park viewer, to the person who is viewing the park, but the guests will be able to use it, and then they will be able to get from the entrance to over here, while passing only like 2 or 3 junctions, and that should definitely help their pathfinding. So yeah, why are junctions so important? It's because guests, if the guests want to reach a destination, they will look ahead. I don't know what is the number, but it's a certain amount of junctions. So for example, to get from here to here, well, if their destination is somewhere over here, well, they would pass one junction, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 junctions or so. Especially these stairs add a lot of junctions. But yeah, that might be a little bit too technical. But yeah, this will for sure be a pathfinding hell for the guests. Alright, I've now made the facades of these two buildings for the chairlifts. For now I will just stick to building facades of the buildings, so only the front, because I don't know how close I will make the buildings to each other. So yeah, it would just be a waste to build the sides of a building if in the end you will not be able to see it anyway. Okay, I will just continue making some buildings now, and yeah, I hope to see the town take shape. Okay, here's the place that I called Bob's Bockwurst. So if you don't know what that is, it's a German kind of sausage. So yeah, the story goes that after Bob successfully ran a burger place in the mega park, he discovered that he had a natural talent for making nice bockwurst. The people loved it, so then he decided to expand his emporium to Mount Deurklink, and now his restaurant can be found here as well. You could see some guests walking outside with a sausage, and some guests can also be seen eating inside here. Okay, I made another building for the chairlifts. So yeah, these buildings, they look quite alike the ones that I made for the chairlifts. I did that on purpose, so it makes them recognizable as the chairlift buildings. Now on the inside they still need quite a lot of work, because you can see everything inside, so I think that that has to look pretty. But that's something I will do later. Might even do some work here while I'm not recording, just so I don't have 4 or 5 episodes just working on this town. I think that would be boring, because you guys want to see me build some actual rides. Okay, I think I will just make one more building, and then that will be the end of this episode. Okay, that will be it for this episode. Sadly, making these buildings takes a lot of time. So yeah, there's not really much I can do about it, other than just continuing, keeping the speed. Okay, so yeah, these buildings here, I want to raise the ground behind them, and well, yeah, there's also a little surprise that I have, but I'm not going to spoil it. But I want to do something cool with the buildings when they're all done. There will be a nice ride in the town. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. So yeah, quite a lot got done. Mostly landscaping. I started here in the beginning, right over here. Then yeah, I did all these paths. I made a nice arch here, right over these stairs, where the railway will be. Made a little path to the railway, which I'm going to make later. And then I got started on these buildings, also with these chair lifts, which will lead to other areas in the park that are higher. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you again in the next one. Still a lot to do in this town. So see you later.